say themselves, they don't normally issue statements like this, but you know what, in my case they will. However, Parliament has found itself wrong because we've sent those emails. We have the proof of the emails. We've sent them to your editors. Perhaps Parliament will now apologize to me because what they've in actual fact done is they've accused me of lying. Parliament has defamed me. So all we're saying is we've got the proof. We forwarded the proof to the media. We hope the media will publish the proof the same way that they published our Parliament's lies, and let's see how it is. Ultimately, we've never said anything we could back up. Whatever we're going to say at Madlanga, we're going to back it up with hard copy. So this is a good time for certain people to start getting worried. Parliament will hear from our attorneys in the course of next week because this is unheard of. You know, when that institution starts defaming people for whatever political reason they want to, I don't understand. We must also remember this is the same Parliament that allowed the PKTT to trample on its sovereignty. So that asked at the commission, he asked a very simple question of Andrea Johnson. He asked, why arrest in the case of Dumisani Khumalo? Why move to arrest? I really hope that people are asking the same question with my case. Why arrest? Why not ask me for a warning statement? They moved to arrest, but you'll see the pretenses of the arrest once we get to Madlanga. We're not going to discuss this here. There's a commission that was formed to investigate this. I've presented the evidence to the commission. I need to go and sit down and read it into the record, and then hopefully the country will understand what's at play and why these people are doing this, but more importantly than that, why they've been getting away with it for so long. It's shocking. I knew it was bad. I've known from day one that it was bad, but it's clear that it's worse than we thought. Well, let me put it to you like this. Parliament is lying. I've got the evidence on my phone. I've sent the evidence to ENCA's editors yesterday. The paper trail is there pertaining to our emails to the Speaker. Every one of the technicians can be asked off the record, on the record, if they worked on my laptop. I'm sure every one of them is going to say yes, they have. So I have no idea what Parliament is getting involved in all of this. And Parliament himself said it. They don't normally get involved. So maybe they must explain to you why they got involved. Remember, the business of Parliament is to ensure that Parliament's hands are at all times clean. It's not. And if we believe the IGI's submissions to the Gauteng High Court, apparently a minister has been meddling in his affairs. Now, Parliament's not responded to that. But Parliament can jump up and say, no, there's nothing wrong with his laptop. So for me, it's confusing. It's clear that this thing is deeper than we thought. It runs high, possibly to the highest office in the land. It looks like it's going that way. But look, I'm not here to do Madlanga's job. We've got 3 very competent justices sitting on that bench. I'm just going to present evidence to them. But for today, I'm here to smile at the judge, to show the judge that I act in good faith, that I'm not in breach of my bail conditions. And that's about it. The funny thing is that I have been ordered by the court to inform the people who lied to a magistrate.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Controversial Podcast. In today's episode, I want us to talk about Fadel Adams, the leader of NCC. First of all, I think this guy is just a clown. Secondly, he's arrogant. I once made a video about him and I basically said school is very important. School is very important. Adams was supposed to go to school. I think that was back then when he appeared at the ad hoc committee when he said he dropped out. I don't know whether he dropped out in primary or high school. He said he's just a school dropout. He never specified that he dropped out in high school or in primary. But I saw on social media people are saying that he dropped out in grade 11. That just doesn't make sense, man. I don't know whether Fadel has mental issues because I don't understand. He keeps on lying and lying and lying, and he keeps on saying, no, I've got evidence. He's coming for General Hlamkwanazi and the PKTT. Not so long ago, he appeared at the Madlanga Commission. It was stated that he only submitted his statement around 9 o'clock evening. He cited problems with his laptop. He said he's having issues with his laptop. His laptop keeps on freezing. For the past 18 months, his laptop has been acting up because he was asked 18 months ago to to bring statement at the Matlanga Commission. So he was just delaying. Then finally he appeared last week, and the chairperson of that commission was not having it, and he said, "You are not taking the people that you are serving in parliament serious if it means that your laptop has not been working for the past 18 months. You are also not taking this commission seriously." The parliament also responded and said, no, he's lying. He never reported those issues. The only thing that he said, the only thing that they have is that he was only requesting for password changes, which means he's struggling, to open his laptop. He makes passwords, then he forgets about it. Again, this guy is not educated. What are you expecting? Maybe he does not even know how to use that damn laptop. But, he's too forward. After making a brief appearance at the Matlanga Commission, he said, "No, the Matlanga Commission is lying. I submitted my statement at around 6 p.m. So there's no way that my statement arrived around 9 o'clock. But he did not dispute that when Matlanga was reprimanding him, saying that he needs to take that commission serious. Otherwise, there'll be consequences. He didn't say anything. He said absolutely nothing. So I think this guy has mental issues. Secondly, maybe education is very important. Just like what Mkwanazi said at the ad hoc committee, he said school is very important because once you go to school, you'll be able to read and stop going around spreading rumors, because Fadel Adams is just spreading rumors, hearsay, basically does not have evidence. He's now going around. I feel like he's just enjoying this little fame that he's getting. He's getting attention, and ENCA and SABC keep on interviewing this guy, and I feel like people around him are just failing him, and even his wife. Why can't they just tell him to just shush? Because there's no way. Because he keeps on spreading nonsense, absolutely trash. Why can't they just tell him to just shush? Don't speak to the media because you are contradicting yourself. Today you are saying this, tomorrow you are saying one thing. Why his family is not advising Fadel Adams? Because it just does not make sense to me. Why would you go around lying on media, contradicting yourself? I feel like he's being used also. Well, I don't think he's being used, or I think he's working for somebody, and that somebody could be Khan, could be McBride, because this does not make sense at all. His mandate is just to trash General Mkhwanazi, General Fani Masemula, Dumisani Khumalo. Like, what the heck? What is wrong with this guy? It's not gonna end well. I'm telling you, Fadel Adams will go to jail soon, sooner than we expect. People around him are just failing this guy. Why are you not advising Fadel Adams to just shush? Don't speak to the media. Don't say anything, because what nonsense is this? We are really sick and tired of this. We are sick and tired of Fadel Adams. Can he just stop talking to the media? What a clown. Share your views on this one. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Bye. See you on the next episode. Please comment. Yeah, let's have a chat on the comment sections. Bye.